Tennessee is a bitter rivalry. Game to be played with a little bit of anger. Those normally make great games.
Ari Williams, 22, and blue won the tap. He's also celebrating his 23rd birthday. Very heavy pressure loaded man-to-man, and there's right away an example of a turnover from Robinson trying to get it down low. Starting five's been the same every game as Ziegler fires a three, no good. He missed one at the end of the game, which could have given Tennessee a lead over Auburn, and he missed the first one here tonight. Starting five for Kentucky, it'll be Brea, who's a very good shooter. He's been a little cold lately. Fires up his first, and that's a good start as he knocks it down.
Brea is a no-mistake guy tonight. If you're Tennessee, you make a mistake, he will make you pay. Way too much airspace from Tennessee on that.
Here is Milicic. He buries a three. Igor Milicic. It's one thing that Barnes said after the Auburn game. We need our front line to give us more.
Yeah, especially that four position occupied by Milicic and Dubar when he checks in. A shooting four-man in college basketball. Man, does it open up the floor.
Jackson Robinson had 7 threes in the game earlier this year. That Gonzaga game that Jimmy referenced earlier. He's got to shoot it with 4 on the clock, and it is off the back iron. Lanier is the leading scorer for Tennessee, being guarded by Otega Owe.
Right, we talked about it Saturday, Kentucky at Vanderbilt. Kentucky has not been good with their ball screen defense all season long.
Meshack has been working on that shot. He can't find the bottom there. They'll use Williams at the top to set up the offense. Robinson has all the time in the world, and he buried it.
Okay. Brea is a no-mistake guy, and so is Jackson Robinson. Those two guys are taking about 7 3-point shots per game, shooting an elite high percentage.
Ziegler open again for a three. A little too strong, and Williams goes high to get that rebound, and he took some steps on the way down.
Tennessee just, they don't communicate. They don't talk cleanly on the defensive end. And two guys are going to go with one. And right here, Jackson Robinson just with that clean pop out, man, that's way too much airspace. This is a kid that can stroke it as good as anybody. He and Brea, two of the most sought after shooters in the portal last year.
Yeah, you figure something's going to have to give. You can see the different styles. In SEC play, Kentucky is first in field goal percentage at about 49%. Tennessee is first in field goal percentage defense, giving up about 38%. So 49 and 38, we'll see at the half where those numbers come out. Who will win that battle of style? Ziegler, he gets a hand from the crowd telling him to get 2 seconds to shoot it, and Robinson was there to help block it. Think about having Robinson and Brea on the floor. This is a big team. Jackson got it. 2 threes. They've scored all 9 of their points via 3-pointers, and if they were gonna be competitive and win, they were gonna make a lot of threes, right?
Kentucky comes in, you know, they're making 11 threes a game at 40%. And they hang their hat on that 3-point shot, and Tennessee has given too much airspace early in this game. There's no reason for Kentucky to come outside that 3-point line. You see them sagging off. See if Tennessee can make enough jump shots in this game.
Take a look at Rick Barnes when you speak with him during the shoot-around, etc. He sort of puts up the Heisman, like, I don't want to hear about who's not playing. When that happens, somebody else invariably rises up and plays better. And early on, Robinson certainly seems to be that guy so far. And we've only played just a couple of minutes. But he's very wary of, hey, they're undermanned.
Well, in this league, you don't take anything for granted. And Rick Barnes, he had a pretty good feeling that Andrew Carr was going to be available tonight. Rick Barnes, again, the #1 defensive team in the country coming in tonight. And it's hard to rattle this group, especially on their home floor. But a hot start by Kentucky, just like you need if you're Mark Pope on the road.
Jordan Gainey comes in. Meshack gets a little break, and some cold shooting from Tennessee early. We'll see if the hot shooting continues for the Wildcats.
You mentioned Robinson running the point. Otega Oweh can also get Kentucky into their offense, and Williams is the play starter up top as the 5 guy.
Almanor had a big game, too, against Vanderbilt. He made 4 threes. No good there. Williams had a chance, but he couldn't come up with it. Akpara hands it off to Ziegler. He drives. That's blocked from behind by the big fella, Brea. Brea got about 8 inches on Ziegler. Oweh, double figures in every game this season. Williams drives, and he kicks. Almanor's first 3 of the night. Bottom.
Big time play by Williams. I said he's the play starter to drive that ball and find Almanor on that backside corner 3.
The Vols are ice cold to start. They missed that one. An 8-point lead for Kentucky.
Such a long team that Kentucky has on the floor. 1 through 5.
They've taken 5 threes. They've made 4. They're going to get Williams with a moving screen. But what a start for Kentucky on the road. We had some flames during the pregame when
out of those gaps.
And guys, that was exactly what Coach Rick Barnes was emphasizing in their last timeout. He said they're shooting to get good looks right now. That is the problem. You need to stifle them, guard them better, and take away their confidence. And he was imploring his defensive leaders, guys like Zakai Ziegler, to play with more urgency and physicality.
Yep. Substitutions in the game. They're getting a moving screen. It looks like they're going to call that on Dubar for Tennessee. And substitutions are in the game for Kentucky. You see there freshman point guard Travis Perry. He wears number 11. Brandon Garrison is also in. And the best news of all for Big Blue Nation is to see number 7 back on the floor. They have missed him. And it's great to see Andrew Carr dealing with back issues on the floor and running hard now to the hoop.
Remember, Andrew Carr, 17 points in the win against Duke, 19 against Gonzaga. That's how important 7 in blue is in big games.
Yeah, and as we all know, you hear it from coaches all the time and players, practice is never going to mirror the speed of the game. And in his first touch, he lost the ball.
It was literally a game-time decision by Mark Pope. He told us how he felt going through warm-ups. They feel comfortable with him right now. A huge, massive opportunity for Kentucky. You consider they're staring down Arkansas and John Calipari rolling into Rupp on Saturday night.
Be a huge night, part of a massive Saturday of college basketball on ESPN. Dubar took it right at Carr and went over him.
Kentucky has struggled guarding the ball all year. Mark Pope talks about we have to play with a championship chest. Show your hands, move your feet, guard guys with your chest. Didn't quite play out on that possession.
Well, and we'll keep an eye on what this substitution pattern has meant in this game. Obviously, Dubar took advantage of Carr early as Oweh dribbles and takes it hard, lays it up, no good. Out of bounds, it's kept alive by Dubar.
Massive effort by Dubar to save that ball. Shoot it.
He does. A little too strong for Dubar, and that ball goes out of bounds off of Lanier. It'll be Kentucky basketball.
Well, the previous play, though, just said you don't keep your shoulders square, you open up your hips, and this Tennessee team's going to read that every time. Dubar is such a physical driver. Shot 38% last year, not quite at that number this year, but that's the type of winning play that you have to make. Some guys that dive on the floor because the coach tells them to. Other guys dive because they want to win dadgum basketball games, and to me, that's Dubar.
That's what he just did there. He's a big guy, thick body, 6'6", 220. Freshman year at Iowa State, then a couple of years Hofstra, and now he is still on the floor, shaking that right hand, you can see. Kate Phillips has come in for Tennessee, and Meshack is back on the floor as well.
It feels like Tennessee's going to turn the pressure up with Noah and Perry now on the floor for Kentucky.
Trent Noah in, and right, they quickly removed Andrew Carr from the game. Robinson, he's stealing with Meshack, who's as difficult a defender as there is in college basketball.
That defensive pressure was about as intense as you can have for Tennessee on that possession.
Gainey will launch. Too strong. Ziegler goes for the offensive rebound. Tennessee 2 of 10 to start this game. Phillips. And they're going to get Brea, who's disputing the call that was made by our official Owen Short.
Well, Kentucky got caught in a little bit of a cross match off that loose ball rebound. But I've said it before, a bad matchup's better than no matchup. And Brea, not the most physical post defender. And Cade Phillips, if you describe his game as anything, it's physical body contact by 12 and white.
Doesn't get to the line very often. A 55% free throw shooter as a team. They shoot 76%. Volunteers come in 17-3 overall, 4-3 in the conference. They started the year 14-0. 9 Eastern. Pacific on ESPN. RJ Davis, North Carolina. They're in Pittsburgh, squaring off against Jalen Lowe and the Panthers. Lowe's averaging almost 18, 5, and 6 assists. And of course, RJ Davis continues to get the job done for Carolina. Every win important. And as you mentioned, Saturday, the big game at Rupp. How about Duke, North Carolina, also a part of the Saturday menu?
Yeah, North Carolina needs to win both those games this week. They're on the verge of not making that NCAA tournament. Everybody's chasing Duke. And NC State had a chance last night inside Cameron Indoor. Just couldn't finish it off. Cooper Flagg just took the game over.
They sure did. NC State came out like Kentucky did in this game, making all their threes. Ziegler, quick step around Perry. And that ball fake works again. Now Zakai from the corner. Boy, he almost banked it in. Out of bounds, and it should stay with Tennessee.
Brad, you mentioned Ziegler missing the shot at the end of the game against Auburn. If I'm Rick Barnes, I'll take Zakai Ziegler taking the last shot every time, because it does not affect him. Make or miss, he moves on to the next game, the next play. And the toughness that this kid plays with, I think he's right there worthy of being mentioned as a first-team All-American right now. That's how good he's playing on the top 18 in the country.
Gets it into the corner. Gainey no good, and the shooting from outside has been abysmal to start for Tennessee. Now 1 of 8 from 3. Hard take by Owe. He draws the foul.
I say love it. I love this kid in transition, Ortega Owe. He is a force, man. All of 6'4", probably on 210, 215. But his ability to get to the paint, a lot of times starts those three-point shots for Kentucky, getting that defense in rotation.
Yeah, guys, coming off of 2 straight losses, Ortega Owe stressed the importance of this game for Kentucky, saying this is a great opportunity to flip the script about Kentucky basketball this season. People say that we're not tough and that opponents manhandle us, but we have weapons. We're tough and resilient. And Owe told us that Lamont Butler is kind of their energy and spark, especially during lulls and tough matchups. So he hopes to step up as that spark in Butler's absence, vowing to play with toughness and physicality here
He does it all the time, Molly. It's a good point. And he went for 21 and 12. He was the shining star for Kentucky in the Vanderbilt loss.
He's been Mr. Consistent. The only guy in the SEC that's not for double figures every game. He's on the streak right now of 19 straight.
Alley-oop is there, and no, they will call it on the floor. Grab of Phillips before he made the break. And it's going to be on Jackson Robinson.
Boy, Tennessee comes down and quickly, man, bam, they throw that ball screen in transition on you and roll Phillips to the rim out of it.
Colin Chandler into the game. He's 5 in blue. Zakai Ziegler, slow start, 0 for 5 from the floor. Milicic got this thing going with a 3 for Tennessee at the beginning of the game. Ziegler tried to take Owe. Throws it up and in. Boy, can he absorb some.
He is a tough little customer, Zakai Ziegler. You're right, he just threw himself into the contact and then the hesitation and the hang to get one to drop.
Noah, Chandler, Garrison, all guys off the bench. There's a quick cut. Robinson had deflected out of bounds. and it will stay with Kentucky. We're under 12, so we're going to take a timeout.
If you value guys that play the game on both ends, this is one of the top 7 or 8 players in all of college basketball.
Stress that all of these SEC games feel like fist fights, and they're more like football games because of the physicality that they play with. And Jimmy, I know that you agree that these SEC games, there's nothing like it.
Well, especially this year, Molly. I mean, 13 teams being projected in that NCAA tournament as of tonight. Think about the career for Zakai Ziegler, Ravi, with 1 more point. He'll become the 2nd player ever in the SEC with 1,300 points, 600 assists, and 200 steals. That's how good Zakai Ziegler has been in his career.
No, I had that note. I was waiting for him to get the 3 points.
Oh,
but you got it.
I'm forecasting.
Yeah, you got ahead of it. And to Molly's point, you know, the impact of the SEC schedule, Jimmy, it may not necessarily be just in wins and losses, but the physical toll that it takes, and we're seeing that with some of these injuries across the conference to big players. Here's Ziegler, pickpocket, and then Owe, or it was going to be on Owe or Williams, who grabbed him, preventing a breakaway layup.
So it's the first time tonight Kentucky can't get into their offense because of what? The relentless pressure of Zakai Ziegler to refuse to be screened and blow up a passing lane.
And he's a lot stronger this year than he was when he put on about 7-8 pounds of muscle. And he said, you know, guys just bounce off him that last year weren't doing that. It helps you when you're blowing up those screens too. Morrow there on the roll, and he saw it. The alley-oop was wide open.
I say you can't let Akpar get behind you. And 3 blue jerseys just stood right there and let Akpar slip behind him to the rim.
Robinson's got his big man, and that was broken up by Lanier. Meshack hard. The high floater over Williams, and it's a 2-point game.
I love the decision by Ziegler to turn down the 3, reverse the ball to the far third, and get Kentucky in a closeout for Meshack to attack.
Rocky Top rises to its feet. On the shot clock. Robinson. Ziegler avoids getting the foul. And that's 3 straight trips without anything. Lanier open. Just short. And a good box out by Williams. Saw Andrew Carr briefly in this game. He hasn't been back since. Jackson Robinson finds the bottom and shushes the crowd.
Great shooters are also high IQ coming off the screens. Man, did Robinson read that well to get himself cleared up.
He's got 9. They have 18 points, and every one of them have come on a 3. Working on Chandler. Body on body. Boy, he was in there for a lot longer than 3 seconds and no call on a miss. Should say they have 5 3-pointers, 15 points. This Kentucky and a free throw. Chandler baseline, good look to Almanor. He buries another one coming off that big game. Got 2 tonight.
There were 2 options for Kentucky on the backside. Almanor in that slot 45, and I believe it was Jackson Robinson tucked in that far corner. And Kentucky having some success driving the ball past Tennessee, getting them rotation. Not easy to do.
6 of 9 on their 3-pointers. Milicic, high archer. That brings nothing but the bottom of the net.
Tennessee's postseason success will rely on Milicic and Gainey shooting that basketball along with Lanier.
Williams. They give the block to Akpara. Hope thought it was on its way down.
How about the recovery, length, and speed, though, by Akpara to get to that ball.
Ziegler. They may have got hit on the arm, or he was caught between a layup and an alley-oop. Robinson too strong. Chandler the rebound. Almanor again. No. Ziegler fell down. Robinson a 2. With a frenetic pace working to Kentucky. Jackson Robinson has got 11.
He is playing Robinson to a perfect tempo on the road. He's not being rushed. He's making good reads without the ball and excellent decisions with the ball, backed up by a beautiful shot fake for a tough 2.
Robinson was with Mark Pope at BYU, followed him to Lexington. Ziegler, no, and he has been ice cold from the outside.
Look how wide that offense is that Mark Pope plays with. A wide floor.
Chandler, short.
And where's the run game?
Here it comes. Meshack. Fouled by Williams.
Just a little hesitant, though, to start with.
He may have gotten hit in the face as he's down on the floor. You know, when the portal sort of reared itself, both Robinson and Lanier were big-time targets for Kentucky. And they ended up, obviously, with Jackson, and Lanier ends up in Tennessee. But they wanted them both. Meshack knocks down his first. Robinson's got 11 points tonight. He had 11 points in each of his previous 2 games. But again, the formula minus Lamont Butler, who's out for this game, was they're going to have to make their 3-point shots. They've made 8 field goals, and 6 of them have been from behind the line.
And that's what Kentucky without tonight. The guy that makes it all work for Kentucky, really on both ends of the floor. Big Blue Nation with 6 turnovers already in this game. Hasn't cost him yet with a run out.
Right.
But keep an eye on that number.
Guys, in that timeout, Mark Pope was really emphasizing to his team to push the pace, and he said shoot a 3 every chance you get. You can tell they're getting frustrated, so keep shooting. So Pope emphasizing strength versus strength, trying to take control of this with their offense.
Well, Oweh listens and does so. He clanks one off the back iron, and it's going to be a foul on Trent Noah and his aggressiveness. Noah played some very productive minutes, 11 of them against Vanderbilt. He grabbed 4 rebounds. He left a very good impression on Pope.
Well, Mark Pope knows Tennessee, one of the best in the country at taking away your 3-point shots. They come in Tennessee in conference play holding opponents at 27%. So to Molly's point, it is strength on strength. Our 3-point shooting against their 3-point defense.
Novacek's leading the way. He's got 7 points. He's at the free throw line, a 78% free throw shooter. And it's a 1-on-1. Thursday, 2 more great women's basketball matchups for you. Flau'jae Johnson, number 7 LSU against Reagan Beers in 13th ranked Oklahoma. 7 Eastern, 6 Central on ESPN2. ESPN at 8:30. Honey Crooks in 15 and 7 Iowa State take on number 11 K-State. Heck of a game right here last night with South Carolina and Tennessee. South Carolina got the victory. Tennessee made a good fight of it as their coach returned.
Yeah, no doubt. I was so impressed, though, with the toughness of South Carolina. Relentless pressure. You mentioned K-State on Thursday night. Serena Sundell, one of the best point guards in all of college basketball in the women's game. A 6-footer averaging 7 assists from that lead guard spot.
Oweh pulls his way in. Tough pass and another turnover for Kentucky. Chance for the Vols to tie with a 3. You see the struggles for Tennessee from behind the 3-point line, and they still can't answer there. They had 2 guys go after it, Boswell and Milicic, and Mark Pope is bouncing up and down. Can't believe that one went to Tennessee.
You don't seldom see Mark Pope this animated on the sidelines, but he didn't like the call. He also didn't like the fact that his club's lost a couple of games, and he challenged his guys tonight to play with an edge and play with a chip. And that's off the
right off the foot of the Kentucky player. Perry is coming out of the game.
Yeah.
This is one of those selective, I'm not going to look up at the video board for Mark Pope moment. And that went right off the foot of Perry.
Great call by this officiating crew. Man, those are so tough to see in live action. You can't go back and review it at this stage of the game.
Danny trapped. Boswell fires. Tennessee 2 of 14 from 3. Had Garrison down low, had a big-time height advantage, but Almanor finds the bottom. And he is red hot again. He's got 9 off those 12 he scored against Vanderbilt.
Again, Tennessee got cross-match in their transition defense. Gainey got hung up on the inside before he could recover to the shooter in the corner.
Almanor, the Fairleigh Dickinson University transfer. Milicek thinks about it. Kentucky switching. They sat down low. Phillips buried himself down there.
Cade Phillips, back-to-back possessions when he's been in the game, just posting up right on that restricted arc. Tough kid playing that shoulder.
Almanor find the roller, and he threw it down before any defender can get there. That's Garrison.
Brandon Garrison can get in and out of the ball screen as quickly as anybody in this league, if not the country.
2 good battles down low with Garrison and Phillips and Almanor and Milicek, who pops out for a 3. Too strong. Good traffic rebound by Garrison.
And for Kentucky, again, keep that defense not overstretched. Tennessee's not making them pay right now from the 3-point line.
Robinson rolls, and that's denied. Boy, Phillips got that big arm up there for a rejection.
This is the second most athletic league in the world, right behind the NBA. And you see, it's really a good matchup for Kentucky because Kentucky has struggled guarding the ball all year, but Tennessee, they have one guy, Zakai Ziegler, that I think can go by you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're kind of a system offense, and that's a big reason why right now Kentucky has a 6-point lead.
Yeah. And to Seth's point, too, everyone remembers Dalton Connect and what he was able to do. And there's a great backdoor move. Good pass from Garrison to Graham. Chaz Lanier, who we showed coming out of that break, has played 12 minutes and does not have a point.
And Gainey hasn't made a 3. Those 2 guys, Tennessee can't win ball games. No one can if your primary shooters aren't finding the bottom of the net.
That's Gainey.
Mark Poco, he got his 2 off that out of bounds. Coming out of the timeout, just burned that Tennessee pressure off with a back cut out of the corner.
Hand it off to Chandler, who kicks. Almanor again? No, he's too strong. And as bad as Tennessee is shot, and Lanier has no points, they're only down 5. Ziegler, boy, Brand, he lost his balance, and that led to a foul. Let's hope Ziegler is okay. He comes up maybe with a twisted ankle or something as he's hobbling towards that bench.
It did look awkward as he stuck that plant foot.
Kai Ziegler is taking himself out of this game, and he has gone all the way into the tunnel and out of here.
There's that play I was talking about by Kentucky. Knowing Tennessee is going to overplay and pressure out of the timeout. Mark Pope makes that pressure work against Tennessee.
The big story now, and
yeah.
Molly's going to try to see if she can check on it, but Kai Ziegler got up and limped and hobbled his way to the locker room. Here is, oh boy, it's that right knee. It just stopped. And for a guy that's dealt with pain and knee issues and ACLs, he certainly sensed something was wrong, and he kept going. So Ziegler was going to shoot the free throws, and Mark Pope's going to get a chance to select who does. But this is a potentially huge story, not only for Tennessee, but the conference, if there's anything significant impacting that leg of Zakai Ziegler.
And Ravi, because Zakai Ziegler can't shoot the free throws because of an injury, Mark Pope gets to choose from one of the 4 remaining guys on the floor for Tennessee, and he chooses Akpara, and there's a reason why.
68% free throw shooter. And that is a look of significant concern for Rick Barnes, because Zakai Ziegler's impact on this program, you could argue, is as important as any one of the conferences to their team. Too strong, big rebound. Lanier and Akpara fires it right back up. Denied. Gainey will launch quick. He gets it. That's a big one. And it's a 2-point ball game.
It all started, though, with Meshack to get that first offensive rebound. And those reload threes feels like they're worth 4 or 5 points on your home floor.
What an intense atmosphere here at Rocky Top. Again, all on their feet. Chandler one-on-one. Garrison will try. Way off, air ball. Meshack held right there at the point of his break by Chandler.
I can't emphasize enough the play by Meshack. Mark Pope calls the right play to put Akpar on the free throw line, and Kentucky can't clean up the miss. And Meshack just kept that ball alive, and Gainey just a step in, bam, reload three. But Meshack was the one that initially recovered that ball.
Well, guys, you saw Tennessee's Zakai Ziegler hobbled off immediately to a curtained-off injury table. And athletic training staff are looking at his right knee, and the concern back there is palpable. Multiple trainers rushing to his aid. I'll let you know as soon as I hear more.
Yeah. He's a young man, as we know. Already battled back from one ACL.
And you know the sound and you know the feeling.
Yeah.
Having done it myself, you know what it sounds and feels like. Let's hope that's not the case for Zakai Ziegler.
Rick Barnes has said, I don't know if I'd still be coaching if Zakai Ziegler wasn't my point guard. That's how much he means to this team in the eyes of Rick Barnes.
An 8-0 run as we head to a 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock for Tennessee has tied this game up at 30. You mentioned the bitterness. I mean, this rivalry tonight, even without some of the key players, has lived up to everything that you hoped it would be.
Well, especially both clubs coming in off of a loss.
Yeah.
You know you're going to get the other team's best shot and guys playing with a significant edge. I said there's nothing wrong with playing a little bit of anger. You don't want to be emotional, but you have to have some emotion when you play. And both teams have handled this environment well.
Alley-oop, Owen. Up knows who had tipped it, and it stays. No, it's lost. And there's good hustle by Chaz Lanier. He may have also been involved in that offensive rebound down there with Akpara. So Bishop Boswell now handles the point with Ziegler dealing with that knee issue. They set it up for Lanier. He desperately needs one, and that was 75% down. He wants it back, and he's ready to shoot again. And he got it! Well, you can tell the way he reacted to the one that didn't go in. He felt the next one would, and it's the first lead for Tennessee, and listen up. You do too. Anytime an athlete takes himself right to the locker room, they know something's wrong.
Yeah.
Molly just got a chance to see him, and Zakai Ziegler is currently on a bike in the tunnel. Away to the floor, and they're going to get a whistle on the floor and a foul against the Vols.
Yeah, but just the 4th team foul by Tennessee. And Rick Barnes' club, they are outstanding at being physical without fouling. Greg, I mentioned that this is the second most athletic league in the world behind the NBA. Very difficult to officiate. They've actually called 3% more fouls this year than the past. The SEC once again leading the country in fouls per game and free throw attempts per game.
Owe stops and pops and comes up well short. And that's going to be off of Tennessee, deflected out of bounds. According to the official in the corner, Owen short. And they have a chance to look at it if they want to. Watch Phillips Oh, yeah, no, that's a good call.
Yeah, and we're not in the under 2 minutes to go in the game. So, well, again, a very difficult right call made by Owen Short.
Brea took his eye off it. Meshack racing the clock, and Brea, no on the tip. And that's how the half will end. Wow, a couple of lone opportunities, but the Vols roar from behind Jimmy. An 11-0 run to end the half. Molly.
And a sigh of relief from the Big Orange Nation right now as this kid back on the floor for the second half. Good news for Kentucky. They're in this ball game without their starting point guard, Lamont Butler. Bad news for Kentucky. They do have 8 turnovers. Tennessee only 1. The relentless ball pressure by Tennessee normally will wear you down in the second half.
Good first half for Almanor. Good first half for Jackson Robinson. Brea penetrates this time, and he hits the floater.
He has shown he's got more to his game than just a stick shooter from that three-point line.
Brea up to 7 and a 1-point ball game. Tennessee off of a loss. Kentucky off of 2 losses. Meshack hard to the rack, and he can't get it to go. Akpara picks up the offensive rebound.
And just not a physical
bad pass there, and here comes Owe. He will throw it down.
Well, no Lamont Butler, but Otega Owe is very good on the defensive end as well. Just has an instinct running through passing lanes.
5 points. That pass did not have the usual zip on it from Ziegler, and we'll see how he treats that right knee of his. Lanier staying cold. Chaz Lanier did not have a very productive first half at all. And he is now 1 of 6 as Robinson throws a 3 up, and he missed it. Andrew Carr played 1:30, and that was it for Kentucky as Ziegler has a 3 go halfway down and out.
Tennessee now 5 out of 22 from the three-point line.
Brea all the way, and he is going to get hit by Akpara, it looked like. Maybe they called Ziegler with a little late whistle. They got Ziegler, and that time he ran right by Zakai Ziegler, Jimmy.
Yeah, he sure did. And here's the pass you're talking about. Otega Owe just eats it up. And Chaz Lanier doesn't attack the basketball, allows Owe to run through it. That last possession, you get Zakai Ziegler behind you. That's not easy to do. Brea, valuable offense right now, Ravi, off the bounce.
Robinson's 11 leading the way for the Wildcats. He has it going to the hole. Dish to Williams, and he will throw it up, and he will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple.
I've been so impressed with Jackson Robinson in this ballgame. He's had to become the point guard basically overnight with Lamont Butler being out, but he did it in the second half at Gonzaga. And really seeing a very clear floor is Jackson Robinson in this game so far.
Williams has a unique free throw style with a little hesitation right there, and then he flings that left wrist through it, and he missed the first. Speaking of lefty, big man Janai Bruin leading #1 Auburn against LSU at 7 Eastern time on Wednesday night. And then Josh Hubbard, the scoring machine, number 14 Mississippi State, hosts Mark Sears and 4th-ranked Alabama and Starkville. Bruin is averaging a double-double, and Sears has been the lead man for Alabama for years now. He's averaging 18 points a game. Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Tennessee have kind of separated themselves a little bit in the conference.
It feels like it. The one thing Auburn has that others don't, Janai Bruin, is a run stopper.
Watch it. Belichick, pretty play. He avoids the Williams block, and then he stuffs it.
He'll get that a couple of times a game. Turn that corner. Long, fast stride. A really good driver.
Well, they're getting points from Milicic. They haven't recently. He's up to 11 to lead the way for Tennessee. Owe, no. Williams just threw it at the rim. Milicic. Too strong, and Williams starting to pile up the boards. Robinson cross court. Good pass, Almanor. Boy, is he a good shooter. Ansley Almanor, the senior out of Spring Valley, New York, knocks down another three. He's got 12 points.
And great, not good, great ball movement by Kentucky on that possession.
Back-to-back games, Jimmy, with 4 threes for Almanor.
It's so hard to get Tennessee in defensive closeouts. Kentucky done it multiple times.
Parra no good. Another rebound for Williams. He's now in double figures with 10 boards. Mismatch somewhere with Akpara out there on Brea. And he fires one over him. That drops!
Great shooters get that bounce, and that's exactly what Brea is.
He's got 10. Very good three-point shooting for Kentucky in this game. Now 9 of 19. There you go. Ziegler picks up his first 2.
Is the dribble hold ability of Ziegler to get his body in front of Robinson, dribble, hold him off, and use the glass.
And we're watching Zakai Ziegler, who left the first half with what appeared to be a significant knee injury, and then he was able to come back here in the second half, albeit slowed a little bit for sure in the way he's playing. There's that switch again with Akpara on Brea. Will he shoot it again over him? Drive, dish, Williams, pretty play right as the shot clock expired, and it may not have been before the light went on.
I talked about Brea's ability to do something off the bounce in this game. Probably the best he's been all year for Kentucky. Bouncing.
Regular season time. The accolades can go on and on.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, he's be very anxious to see the welcome or lack thereof from the Kentucky fan base for Coach Cal when he walks out. A guy that poured 15 years of his career into that Kentucky program. That will be must-watch TV in college basketball this year.
Here rises, knocks that one down. So he and Brea have given the threes up and gone for 2s to start this second half. And Phillips back on the floor as Amari Williams says this is a good time to go, and he does, and he'll go to the free throw line.
That is a great call by Pope, though, out of timeout, getting Williams downhill.
Yeah, guys, in that last timeout, Mark Pope was really positive with his team, saying, number one, I love the pace that you're pushing. Number two, great job in your gaps. Way to win your gaps. So he was very positive, but he specifically talked about defending Zakai Ziegler to keep him from getting into a rhythm and gaining confidence in the second half.
That's a great, the word confidence is so great, especially given the circumstances around Ziegler and his ability to buy back into his leg being healthy.
So why is Mark Pope telling his guys he's proud of them for defensively being in those gaps? Because he knows Tennessee's not shooting the ball well. So if we can take away those drives and make it even more difficult to get to the paint, man, defensively tonight, we're really good, and that's exactly what he sees from his team.
5 and 10 right now for Amari Williams, and a 6-point lead for Kentucky second half. Trying to end a 2-game losing skid. Gainey's 3 is no good. They're going to keep it here on the floor. And Tennessee will benefit from the foul underneath.
I feel like it's a game that Milicic for Tennessee is going to have to start looking more for his looks. He's 3 out of 5 from the field, 2 out of 4 from that 3-point line. He's got the size to take and make some guarded threes.
Almanor second, he goes to the bench. As Tennessee's 3-point shooting tonight, 5 for 24. Chandler and Gainey were all tied up there into the corner, and they're going to call a foul on Chandler. And that's his second.
Ravi, it's a physical league that's being officiated as a physical league. And you get 100% of the obvious ones and then manage the gray areas. And that's what I'm talking about. I just feel like Milicic has to be an aggressive shooter in this game for Tennessee.
Milicic's play is impressive considering he's playing through a calf strain that he admitted is extremely painful. He showed up on the injury report ahead of the Auburn game, told us he spent over 13 hours in their training room in just one day to try to get his body ready to play. And since then, their head athletic trainer, Chad Newman, has spent countless hours with him trying to get him with stim, laser therapy, water treadmills, and they finally found a system that works, but he's not 100% playing through pain today.
Now there's a turnover by Gainey. Brea kicks, Robinson Ball fake, 3-ball, bangs it in.
Again, playing to his rhythm is Jackson Robinson. The pressure of Tennessee's defense has not bothered him on one possession in this game.
Defense turns into offense. Robinson's got 14 points to lead the way for the Wildcats, Jimmy. They're shooting 50%, 10 of 20.
Kentucky.
It's a very encouraging voice. You know, when you see other coaches and things go wrong in shoot-arounds or practices, they can lose it. He's always encouraging these guys.
Very confident and very humble is Mark Pope. I mentioned Kentucky's had success in here. I go back to 2009 when I sat here with Brad Nessler and watched Jody Meeks go for 54.
Yeah.
And Kentucky came in unranked that night, I believe, and Tennessee was in the top 25. And Jody Meeks just went off.
The last couple of times they were here, they've been heavy underdogs. I think double-digit underdogs or 9-point underdogs and pulled out victories. Here they are again, up by 8 in a similar situation. Ziegler moving a little bit better with the ball now than he did coming out of that half. Gaining confidence in that knee. Milicic has got 5 on the shot clock, and this guy rises and knocks it down. Tough shot by Lanier.
What a tough shot by Lanier. Did not feel the pressure of the shot clock. Got to that sweet spot for him, the elbow. Kentucky's had trouble closing out games in the last 2. The last 3 minutes have not been good to Kentucky.
Robinson and Ziegler. Big time height advantage. Robinson fades away. Boy, what a game Jackson Robinson is having.
And he has read that time and time again tonight. Robinson, when he has that mismatch, again, playing to his rhythm, not getting sped up. Man, is he playing well on the road.
He's got 16 points. Lanier again. Good job by Chandler from behind. May have impacted that shot from Lanier. Tega Owe, double digits in every game in a Kentucky uniform. He's got 5 points tonight. He's got the ball. Noah will fire straight away and bury it.
Now about the confidence, you mentioned it, that Mark Pope feeds his guys constantly. Even a kid like Noah that gets a little bit of run, steps up on the road with a stick 3.
Milicic just trying to plow his way through both Robinson and Noah.
Tennessee's not really built to play from behind, even on their home floor. They've dug themselves a hole right now, but I credit Kentucky.
They were going to have to make the threes, and he's made a bunch of them tonight.
Yeah, look at Kentucky, 11 out of 21 from the three-point line. Amador's knocked in 4. Jackson Robinson's made 4. Kobe Bray is a perfect 2 for 2. And the right formula on the road. Kentucky's got it rolling right now. Can they close it out?
Ziegler with a burst, and they're going to be a called foul. And it looks like they're going to get it on 11 in blue, Travis Perry.
Well, guys, in that last Tennessee timeout, Vols players were holding each other accountable for their lack of defensive intensity, and Jemai Meshack was really harping on communication. He emphasized switching on their guards, and head coach Rick Barnes really tried to calm his team down, saying, we've been down before. When all goes wrong, do what we do best. Lean on defensive intensity and just guard.
Yeah, I think the 0 turnovers in the second half speaks to a little bit of that. Kentucky's really controlled the ball well. They've been without Lamont Butler all game. Their star point guard not playing. And in the end, Andrew Carr gave it a go for 1 minute and 29 seconds, and that was it in the first half.
Ravi Tamale's report, though, there's not a better team in the country, player-to-player accountability in Tennessee. They speak truth in that huddle, eye to eye, and we'll see if Meshack's talk ignites this Tennessee defense over the next 3 or 4 minutes.
Owe one-on-one with Dubar. He rose and blocked it. A volleyball pass to Almador with 7 on the shot clock. Perry, no good. Look at Owe attack the offensive glass.
And Kentucky has battled their tails off in this game so far, up 11. It is not easy to get an offensive stick back against Tennessee, one of the best teams in the country, taking away your second chance.
Well, Ziegler got pushed that time by Perry. The volleyball pass to Almanor after the shot block kept that play going. And then Owe uses his head to put it into the net.
Why not? You know, the other guy having a major impact for Kentucky on the bench right now, Amari Williams. That guy's got 10 rebounds, 3 assists.
Ziegler, that's a big one, a 3 right in front of his bench.
That's where he took that same shot against Auburn. But I said, if you're Zakai Ziegler and Rick Barnes, he's your closeout guy going forward regardless. Kid's too tough to turn him down.
Owe, good battle here with Nation. There's 6 on the shot clock for Garrison. He'll hand to Robinson. He's going to fire it up over Akpara. Steps through, and that's a shot clock violation. It came after the light went on. There's some of that defensive intensity.
Great job by Akpara, who got switched out on an elite shooter. Watch Zakai Ziegler. He just wins a foot race to the ball. I saw it the last time out. Jackson Robinson completely coming off, man, right there. That's way too much distance to recover to the out-of-bounds trigger guy.
That was Ziegler's first 3 of the night. He's attempted 6 of them. Akpara down low, working hard, and he puts it in over Williams.
The last time out, Molly talked about it. Tennessee, they challenged each other, and so far, it has played out on the floor.
And Williams springing the ball up without Butler. He left his feet there, and Brea gave him an out.
Well, Kentucky's got to be strong with the ball. No live ball turnovers for the next couple of minutes.
Williams will get fouled. We call it on Akpara.
Watch Tennessee. They go right inside against Williams. Akpara. Just the last couple of weeks, you see this kid's confidence starting to grow as a scorer around that rim. And one of the best shot blockers, defenders, transfers out of the Big Ten into Rick Barnes' defensive system.
He's got 4 points. 6-point advantage. Kentucky trying to break a 2-game skid. Owe bang into Akpara, and they will get the foul on 34. He drew that contact and a heavy, hard drive by Otega Owe.
Yeah, if you don't drive the ball with force, you don't get that call. And Kentucky's been working with Otega Owe to drive it with force, to get fouled and not do everything off of 1 foot. And that time he comes to a pretty strong 2-footed stop and draws the contact right there. He sticks 2 feet down. Not a popular call, though, in Food City Center.
No, but Otega Owe and Akpara were jawing at each other before he shot that first free throw and got it to go. The Oklahoma transfer has been spectacular and consistent offensively for Big Blue.
Now think about this league. Auburn, Rabbi, with 11 quad 1 wins. No one better in college basketball. Kentucky has 6 with a chance to get their 7th tonight. Tennessee has 5 with their opportunity to get their 6th. Every game in this league is pretty much a quad 1 opportunity.
He knocks down 1 of 2.
Some Milicic earlier. I would stick with 7 in white. Yeah, why not? I mean, he has seen a very good offensive end in this game. Milicic is
16 points to lead the way. Handoff, Robinson all the way, and Williams picks up another rebound. That's his 11th for the putback.
But what a strong drive by Robinson to get Tennessee in a defensive rotation at the rim.
Ziegler will fire a 3. No. Dubar had it, kept it alive. And they're going to get Ziegler, who ended up getting the wrist of Chandler.
Under 9 to go, and this thing continues to stay tied. Zakai Ziegler with Milicic, who just kind of slips out of that off-ball screen and gets himself going downhill. But on the other end, Jackson Robinson. In this league, Ravi, the value of a guy that can get the ball on the glass and force that defense to rotate, boy, it frees up those offensive rebounds. Has this kid been terrific on the road, Jackson Robinson? Comes up a little limpy, right?
Yeah.
Holding that hamstring,
Yeah, looks like a little bit. They take him out of the game. They bring Kobe Brea in.
Williams bringing the thing up against pressure.
his 23rd birthday. Amari Williams having himself a phenomenal game. Look at the boy just attack, and he had 3 balls around him. Gainey in traffic. Good hands by Chandler.
Great hands by Chandler. The anticipation. He dropped below the ball, therefore in line to get the steal.
Mark Pope's bench is stepping up in a big way as Almanor can't get it. They are getting big contributions. Gainey. Reverse. No, he can't get it to go. Brea. 2 guys on him. Oh, he almost had a chance for a 4-point play. He somehow squeezed that shot off.
Tennessee, I think they foul a 3-point shooter every game. And I'm not saying that's a knock on them because, man, they put so much urgency behind defending that 3-point line. But Rick Barnes knows that time, and they lost their discipline lunge forward. Costly call, putting an elite shooter at the free throw line unguarded.
90% from the stripe is Kobe Brea. Dayton transfer who has struggled big time his last 5 games from three-point land. Just 7 of 27 as we take another look.
Yeah, it's that second jump, I believe, by Milicic. But the urgency that Tennessee tries to get back to shooters. I think they have fouled a 3-point shooter, I mean, literally once over the last 5 games.
Very efficient game, though, for Brea tonight. 12 points. He's 4 of 4 from the field. He's made both of his 3-point shots.
I think of Tennessee coming in off of an emotional, physical game at Auburn Saturday night. Kentucky on their home floor. Floyd rolls in here Saturday, who punked Tennessee by 30 earlier this year. A huge week for Tennessee.
Lanier, a hard cut. Great defense. Owe with the block. And Chandler just stepped on the baseline as he went into the stands. A for effort. Kentucky on the road trying to win another one here at Rocky Top. Game day, and we'll end right around midnight. Stay with us. Jackson Robinson rechecks in. Jimmy, I mentioned the Kentucky first in field goal percentage shooting at 49% in the SEC. Tennessee in field goal defense 38. Right now Kentucky is shooting 48%. They're winning the battle.
No doubt. Great news for Kentucky. Jackson Robinson back in after getting treated what looked like a hamstring.
Dubar, he comes out and he knocks down a 3.
It's hard to put into words. Can you score out of timeouts?
Amari Williams on the bench. He's a plus 23 tonight when he's on the floor. That's how dominant he's been. Loose ball and a layup. And boy, what an advantage that was as Trent Noah picked it up. Big time, 2 points, and every point matters in this one. 7 to go in the second half. Dubois will do it again. Not there, and the rebound. Boy, Lanier had it, and he's going to get called. And the Tennessee bench can't believe it.
Yeah, you guys mentioned Jackson Robinson's return to the game. Their athletic training staff was working on his left hamstring with the massager for most of that timeout. Mark Pope checked on him and then sent him into the huddle because he wanted him to hear his message. He emphasized making all of Zakai Ziegler's catches as difficult as possible, saying down the stretch, our defense on 5 will make all the difference.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, Jackson Robinson's size has bothered Zakai Ziegler on both ends of the floor tonight.
Kobe Brea's got 13 points. He has knocked down 3 of his 4 free throws. As you take a look at Ziegler, and if you just flip it on, he suffered a knee injury in the first half, and he ran into the locker room. And the trainers were all there working on him. They certainly had fears that it was a potentially devastating injury, but obviously he's back, and that's a big deal. He drives all the way by Robinson.
Tennessee goes to a horn set up top. Doubled up, whatever you want to call it. And Zakai Ziegler just turns the corner off of it. Rick Barnes opens up the offense. A layup results.
Ziegler's got 11. Owe. Good job, Milicic, to cut him off. 10 on the shot clock for Brea. Oweh. Milicic has got him pinned. He goes baseline. Oh, wow! He came down on his left shoulder. Otega Oweh. What a shot by 0-0 in blue. And you can tell, Jimmy, he is relieved, because when you're up there and you don't have anything to land on, all sorts of thoughts going through his head. What a play.
Well, the ability of Otega Oweh to drive through contact. Right there, man, he falls hard on that left shoulder. But that's what Kentucky has been working with this kid on. He's their most explosive guy going in off of one, which he did that time. But he goes really strong right with two hands up top. Nothing finesse at all in that finish by Oweh.
He's 6'4", 215 pounds. He missed the free throw, but he's got his double-figure scoring night again with 10, and what an effort.
Well, for Kentucky, can you stay in those gaps and keep the ball out of the paint?
It's amazing that Lanier has been so quiet. Kentucky's done such a good job taking him out. And he got hit on the way, and he knocks it in. Back-to-back layups for Zakai Ziegler.
And I like the call. I think we need to look at continuation in college basketball going forward. And Zakai Ziegler that time, boy, that whistle was right on the money as he gets into his shot right there. He's going up. I love that call by this crew to count that basket. And I think in the offseason, you've got to look at those plays in college basketball. Once he's into that shot motion, give him another step, and I think there'll be some conversation about it this year.
I think it's a great point. And you talk a lot about Valentine's. How about the part we're seeing from Oweh and Ziegler tonight? Williams back in the game, picks up another rebound off the bench.
And I would back that up with the heart that both teams are playing with.
Yes.
Kentucky came in strong. They lost 2 in a row. John Calipari's coming to rep on Saturday. And this feels like a major opportunity for Kentucky to get things right before Saturday night. Mark Pope knows it.
What an asset, huh? Williams' ability to handle the basketball is. He picks up another foul on Milicic.
Mark Pope told us at noon today, without Lamont Butler, our 5 guys, specifically Williams, has to be tremendous getting us into our offense as the play starter up top. And this kid has been all night long.
Yeah, he needs a free throw for a double-double. He's got 13 rebounds, 9 points.
More importantly, with another miss, we all get a chicken sandwich. Nope.
Yeah. Not that generous on his birthdays. He picks up his 5th double-double.
Man, has he played well.
Been outstanding.
Horns pop.
Milicic, high arcing 3 off the window. He'll take it.
It doesn't matter how it went in, it went in. They went to Horns series that time, but they popped Milicic. Back-to-back Horns possessions by Rick Barnes, a layup and a 3.
Williams has become the ball handler. Oh, Kobe Brea through the net. 16 for Brea, an outstanding shooting performance tonight.
That's why everybody in the country wanted him when he went in the portal.
Dubar will try. No good, and Brea, crowd wanted a foul. He did a good job to box out Gainey.
Rather remember, Kentucky, the last 3 minutes, the last 2 games, they have not been able to close it out. Does it change tonight in Knoxville?
Chandler, bad pass. Dubar. A rare second-half turnover for Kentucky.
And remember the big one, but the question goes back, can Kentucky finish off the game right now? Up 6 with 4:36 to go without their point guard, valuing the basketball so critical for Kentucky.
5 Wildcats are in double figures. The balance and the depth they needed without Butler and Carr has shown up tonight. We'll get another timeout underneath the 4. Closed there by Gainey. A bad pass. 3rd turnover of the half. Milicic with Williams there. Lanier. Got it! Big time shot for Chaz Lanier.
That's that Tennessee defense, though. Turning up the pressure.
Williams, the lefty, likes to go left. As Brea drives all the way, reverse, and he will be fouled and shoot a couple.
The #1 defensive team in the country, Tennessee, is hanging their hat on it, trying to work their way back into this game.
Leading by 3. If they win, they will avoid falling under 500 in the conference, and they will snap a 2-game losing skid before their game Saturday against Cal and the Razorbacks at home. Free throw good from Brea. He makes 9 out of every 10 he takes.
All 5 starters for Kentucky tonight, Ravi, in double figures. This kid leads them with 17.
Shooter's touch knocks that one down. They go apply a little pressure here with a potential trap. Ziegler now settles him back into a straight man-to-man. He's got Williams on him, and he nearly lost it. Shooter on shooter here with Lanier and Robinson. The switch to Brea. Chaz hands to Ziegler. He's going to have to fire. Off to the left. Williams in traffic went up to get it. Out of bounds off of Williams. Amari Williams has got monster numbers tonight with 10 points and 13 rebounds.
Ziegler has not come out of this game in the second half, right?
Yep.
It was questionable whether or not he would return.
They set up that shot. Umar, no. Who's in there in traffic? Gainey. Ziegler. That's off. Ziegler's three-point shooting. It didn't work at the end of the Auburn game, and he is struggling tonight from 3 as well. He's made 1 of his 9 attempts.
No live ball turnovers if you're Kentucky right now. Strong with the ball. You know the pressure's on you. Own your spot.
Away. He will look to take Ziegler. Pulls his way in, throws it up, and they call a shot clock violation against Kentucky.
Really good job by Double Z to get low and strong against a forceful drive of Oway. Look at 5 and white. Stays low, stays strong. Tennessee teaches bear hug the ball. Get wide and low. Zakai Ziegler to perfection.
5-point lead. Where will Tennessee get their points from?
I got to get Milicic involved if I'm Tennessee, right?
Gainey on Williams. Stops. Ziegler will try again. That one is way off, and Williams rips his 14th rebound. He's got all Magic Johnson on us. He's become the point guard tonight.
Just a brutal shooting night, though, for Zakai Ziegler. 1 out of 10 from that three-point line.
Height advantage, Robinson. Spinning, fading, and missing. Missed opportunities keeping Tennessee alive. Under 2 to go. Milicic. That one looked like it might have gone off Dubar, and they say yes it did. It'll be Kentucky basketball, but they'll take a quick look at it at the monitor. The three-point shooting has vacated Kentucky. Three-point shooting, Jimmy, has definitely been the story for Tennessee and their inability to knock them down.
Look where Robinson's playing right here. He's actually guarding Zakai Ziegler, the out-of-bounds guy. Ziegler could win the foot race to the ball.
Kate Phillips is back on the floor for Tennessee. Chaz Lanier is out. Akpara is in as well. Milicic is out. A couple of the guys that you would generally think would be scoring opportunity guys, and boy, what a disaster that was for Gainey. Just dribbled it out of bounds.
A great job by Otega Oway, though, to fight over that screen initially and get right back in front of the ball and play with what Mark Pope says, a championship chess man. Spread those arms out, be big on the ball, play defense with your chest.
It's interesting the lineup that he had out there as they want to check. And Andrew Carr.
Having Milicic back in, he's got 19 points. He's 6 out of 9 from the floor. I know it, and Zakai Ziegler knows it. Milicic has got to be involved on this possession.
It's Gainey, open three. Another miss on a late second half three. And they're going to get Brea with the foul after Lanier chased it down. That's Kobe Brea's third.
Tennessee's sending 4 guys to the offensive glass. And now as a big rebounding guard, Rick Barnes says Lanier in there. He comes up with a loose ball and a chance now to cut this thing to 3.
Tennessee 0 for their last 6 in a scoring drought that likely to be broken here with a free throw of over 3 minutes. This is a 4-point ball game and a chance to make it a 1-possession game. Lanier.
And you know Tennessee with a make. The full court pressure is going to come. They bothered Oweh last time. Meshack did. And Rick Barnes comes with his best defensive team, putting Cade Phillips in. A huge possession for Kentucky.
They're dealing with the defensive specialist and a sellout crowd standing on its feet screaming. Lost the ball, but it was deflected out of bounds by Tennessee. It'll stay with Kentucky.
And now they are stuck in that corner. There's no run to that baseline. Very difficult to get it in. You're Tennessee. You crank up that pressure right now.
Veteran players on the floor, though. Brea, Robinson for Kentucky.
A tough angle, though, Ravi, I'm telling you.
They squeeze it into Robinson. He may have got hit in the face by Cade Phillips.
What a job again by Robinson tonight. Just the small things. There's no point guard on the floor. There's no point guard eligible for Kentucky in this game. And Jackson Robinson.
Brea will inbounds. He's got Robinson, Oweh, Noah, and Almanor on the floor with him. Oweh has it, and he just went right into the wall that was Meshack and Ziegler. Otega Oweh will go to the free throw line where he is 2 of 5 tonight.
Yeah, if you could make a choice who to foul, Tennessee just fouled the right guy. Now, he's a tough competitive guy, but the fact he's 2 for 5 tonight, you play the percentages and you put this kid on the line.
76% free throw shooter on the year. Oweh to give him a 2-point lead.
Well done. It is not easy. It's a different look as a free throw shooter without any of your teammates on that free throw lane with you. You're isolated by yourself, shooting into a tough environment. Either way, it's a 1-possession game, made or miss.
Offensive players back on the floor for Tennessee. Milicic, Lanier, Dubois. Huge free throw here for Oweh. 3-point ball game. Lanier one-on-one. He gives it to Ziegler. Dribbles into traffic. It's Gainey. He'll fire. Air ball. Out of bounds off Tennessee. Kentucky basketball with 7.9 seconds to go in the game.
You know, Kentucky came in with a defense ranked 81st in the country. Not only get the ball in bounds cleanly, ideally to your best free throw shooter like Jackson Robinson, and close this thing out at the other end from the free throw line.
In some bizarre college basketball endings recently. Oweh comes to the corner and gets it. Phillips fouls him immediately. It's the 4th on Phillips as we take a look at tonight's Capital One rewarding performance. Limping a little bit with what appears to be a hamstring issue. Jackson Robinson delivered for Kentucky. 17 points, hit 4 threes, grabbed 4 rebounds. And there were a whole bunch of other guys in Big Blue that you could have given that award to tonight.
And he has had the ball a lot with the absence of Lamont Butler. Now Otega Oweh with a huge opportunity to close it out. And that should do it.
How about Kentucky, Jimmy? The last couple of trips in here as double-digit underdogs or close to it in all of them, and it looks like they're going to win 3 of them.
They are a juggernaut when they're clicking Kentucky offensively. Again, this is the most points that Tennessee has allowed all year.
Owe knocks it down. He's got 14 points. Dubar to Ziegler with 4 seconds. He fires a 3. No good. And how about Williams ripping it down and giving the Wildcats a wonderful win on the road. Without their point guard, without Andrew Carr, one of their best big men, they end up knocking off the Vols.